with my hair pulled back like this, I look like an actual bean. I look like that whenever I pull my hair back. But today I don't feel like doing anything to it. So it's just gonna be the way it is. This is Alia on M.I.A.H, and this week is a free week. So this week I will be doing the perfect palette tag, and no one tagged us, me, because we're a new YouTube channel. It's not like anyone cares. But I wanted to do it because this is all I could think of for a video. So yeah. For those of you who don't know what the perfect palette tag is, it's basically like you get a category given to you, like best palette for the mall or something. That's not one of the categories, but it's something I could think, like the only thing I could think of at this moment. And you'd have to put like, choose a palette, like, oh, the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, like, and it's your perfect palette for that category. And if you don't get it by now, you'll get it once I start doing the thing. Okay, first off is best packaging, and I decided that I would choose the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette. I think it's the Vice 4. I really like how it has like this shattered glass type look on it, but then it also has like this rainbow coloring on it, and it really reminds me of like when there's gas, like not gas, oil in a parking lot, and you know, like on the ground, like in a puddle, and you can kind of see that like rainbow type film over it, like, and it's like, even though it's really disgusting, it's also really pretty at the same time, and it really and like the colors just really remind me of this. And there's a huge mirror, but like if I show you guys the mirror, you guys will see the reflection of my very messy desk, so I'm not gonna do that. And yeah, I got this on sale at like a little bit after it came out, because I know they brought the price down from like 50 or 60 to 34 like after the holidays, so I decided to pick it up. Okay, next is best color payoff, and I decided to choose the Kat Von D Interstellar palette. It looks like this, and then the inside, like these are the shades in it. And I like swatched one, or like a couple minutes ago when I realized, like just before I realized that the video was out of focus. But here's the swatch. Wait. If you can see that. There we go. There we go. That's like swatch. Anyway, so yeah, that was a swatch, and basically, yeah, I don't use this palette that much at all because it's like dark, like it's very dark makeup looks, and I really don't do like things that involve black or really just dark things, but I bought it just in case. And I also really liked the colors, even though I don't use these colors that often. When I do, I really love using this palette, and it's really nice. So, yeah. Okay, so next up is most versatile, and I decided to use the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette as the most versatile one. And I said this because it has like some brighter shades, but it also has like really nice neutrals, and it's really good for like, it just like, it can be used for many different kinds of looks. And that's why I chose this one for most versatile, and also the formula is really, really nice. And it smells like peaches. So, yeah. Okay, next is best for traveling. And I decided to choose one of the Too Faced holiday palettes from a couple years ago. And even though like some of the shadows in here may not have the best formula, I think that overall is one of the best palettes for traveling. Because it has a lot of neutral shades, even though you have like your bright shades, and you also have like blush and bronzer and highlighter, and you have like brow highlight shades, and it just kind of, it's like you don't have to pack a bunch of different things. You like just have this one thing and go, and it's not super big to the point where it's like inconvenient to put in a suitcase. It's just very thin and nice. So that was my choice for best for traveling. Okay, this next up is biggest regret, and I'd have to say out of all these palettes, my biggest regret, I didn't even buy this for myself, but it was a gift from my sister, and she even regrets buying it for me because I've told her how bad it was the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. And when I got it, I was really excited because I heard like I heard, like, it was basically advertised as, like, having really buttery eyeshadows and stuff like that. But some of the eyeshadows in here are, like, really, really dry. Just really dry. Especially this gold shade right here. No, it's the shade Rich Bitch. It's, like, it looks kind of good when you put it on with your finger and swatch it. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm not showing that on camera. It's, like, really streaky. I can't get it to focus on it, so. And, like, that gold shade's even worse when you're putting it on with a brush. And I think my favorite shades in here are, like, if I were to use, like, any shade in here, they'd have to be Princess or Courtney. I really like the shade Courtney. It's really, like, I feel like it's a really good shade. And Princess. But, like, most of the other shades in here, I already have in Urban Decay palettes. Like, I have Star Power in, like, I have that hot pink shade in the Electric palette. That's exactly like this. I have this, like, teal shade. Like, it's not exactly like the one in the Electric palette, but it's kind of close. This is very close to Gash by Urban Decay. And they're, like, I also have a shade in the 20th anniversary palette, the Gold Mine shade, and it's, like, a perfect gold. So it wasn't, I just kind of bought it because of the colors together, and it was hyped up so much, but it was a really big disappointment, and yeah, so biggest regret, or whatever it was called. Okay, speaking of the Electric palette, for best color names, I decided to choose the Electric palette by Urban Decay, and I'm gonna read some of them, and they're not, like, that, like, wild. I just love how they go with the, like, colors themselves. So first we have this silver shade called Revolt, and then this, like, kind of light blue shade called Gonzo, and then this, like, orangey red shade called Slow Burn. The pink shade that I said, like, could almost match the one in the Jeffree Star palette. It's called Savage, and then this one's called Fringe, this teal, and then this very, like, light neon yellow is called Thrash. This green's called Freak. And this purple is, like, Urban, and I could think why it's called that, because, like, it's, like, basically the color of Urban Decay's kind of logo and stuff. So Urban, yeah. I have so much shadow on my hand. This, like, pinkish purple is called Jilted, and this blue is called Chaos, and I really like that shade, Chaos. Like, I mean, like, the name, and I think my favorite names in here are Chaos and Savage and maybe Thrash. But, yeah. I'm always having trouble, like, looking in the camera. I can't look in the camera. I feel so awkward. Like, I have a mirror put behind my camera so I can see, like, the viewfinder on the back of it. And I'm, like, always looking at the mirror to see it, like, directly at myself in the mirror when I should be looking at the camera, and I need to get over that, or maybe just not put a mirror there. Okay, I'm not sure if this, like, camera view has moved a little bit or not, because I had to, like, check the camera because I realized it stopped filming right after the, what was it, best color names, so I had to refilm the next one. Luckily I didn't get that far to the end of the video without it filming, but I had to check the camera, so if it's in a different place right now, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, so next is least used, and I have a three-way tie between these, and just because they're least used isn't a bad thing, it's just, like, the ones that I haven't had the chance to use as much. I actually like everything I'm about to show, so yeah, these happen to be my least used ones. So first is the Smashbox Cover Shot Metallic Eye Palette, and I really like the packaging on this. These are the shades, and I'd say this is one of the least used because I kind of got it sort of recently. Also, it's just, like, I go to school, you know. These aren't, like, I don't use, doesn't have shades that I normally use for school. I kind of stick, well, it does have stuff I can use for school, but as a whole, I just kind of, like, pull out one palette, and you're going to see that palette at the end. or close to the end. But yeah, this is one of them. Next is the Boudoir Eyes palette by Too Faced, and Mariah actually got me this as a gift for Christmas, and I do really like this palette. See, here there's no mirror. Here's the shades, and these also have some nice names. I almost put this as one of the best names because they're all really sexual names. Like there is In the Buff, Fuzzy Handcuffs, Satin Sheets, Birthday Suit. So yeah, but I just kind of find those names funny. But I decided to put this for the least used, and I do like it. I just haven't had the chance to use these colors as much. Last is the Too Faced, E.L.F. Too Faced, two completely different bands. Okay, E.L.F. 150 piece like eyeshadow palette, this one. And I don't know, I used to use this a lot when I first got it, but I just haven't gotten around to using it recently because it's just like so much to get out and then like remember which shade, like go through the shades and choose which one. I know I sound like the definition of first world problems right now, but yeah. Also, even though this has a lot of shades, the reason I didn't put it for like best for traveling is because it was just so big and took up a lot of space and like very big and bulky. Also, the cover of mine fell off, so I don't really want to use that for traveling because I don't want to get stuff in my suitcase full of eyeshadow. So yeah, these were my least used palettes. Okay, so next is most used, and I decided to choose the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, and I kind of got it either in September or August, and I use this one often for school because it has like a lot of these nice neutral shades, and I also just really like the shades in general. I'm actually using these shades today on my eyes. Yeah, you can see that like I have a huge like dent. Wait, focus. Yeah, I can have a huge dent in this shade. I love this palette a lot. I love the color payoff. I love everything about it. I love the packaging. It is like it's like a perfect palette. And I love this velvet texture on it. And yeah, I also really like the brush it came with. I have that in my makeup bag, and I use that brush for like everything, even when it's not this palette, because I just love the crease brush on it. I love like big, fat, like fluffy crease brushes, not those really thin, like skinny, like crease brushes. Yeah, so most used. Okay, next is most loved, and I have to always say this palette because it's the first, like, it kind of holds like a special place in my heart for me because it's the first high-end palette I ever bought. Like the first high-end piece of like makeup that I ever bought was the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette, and I got it 2 or 3 years ago in 7th grade, and it's just like really special to me. And it's also kind of broken, so I've dropped it a couple times. Luckily none of the shadows are broken, but like the little clasps on the top that hold it to get like this part have broken off. It doesn't close all the way, so I use like a hair tie to like wrap it and like close it, you know. But I love this palette, and I just love it's like a bunch of neutral rose gold shades, and I haven't used it as much recently, but I still have to say it's probably my favorite palette just because it's like the first high-end palette I ever got, and it just, you know, it's like one of those special things, those memories, brings back memories. And my favorite shade in here is this shade called Trick. Wait, focus. See, it's this like kind of rose gold shade, but like if you look closely you can see it's definitely the most used out of all of them. I use it like whenever I use this palette for the most part. and I love it. So that's my most loved palette. Okay, last but not least is your Desert Island palette, and it's basically like if you were stranded on a desert island, what palette would you take with you? And I decided that I would take the Urban Decay 20th anniversary like limited edition like Vice palette. I love this like raised jewel type, how do you call it, like whatever thing on the packaging. And these shades, let me cover my hands up. But these shades, oh, the brush fell out. No, so I love these shades. You have a lot of bright shades or like just colorful shades, and you have some neutrals, but I feel like I want to do colorful if I would be stranded on an island. So, yeah, I love this palette. I love the color payoff on these shades. They're really nice. And I guess I'd say like this would probably be my Desert Island palette. Okay guys, I hope you liked this video on M.I.A.H on like the free week. And I have a makeup brush in my hand. It's for the Vice palette. And if you liked it, or maybe not, just please hit the thumbs up button and comment below what your favorite like palettes are, like what your perfect palettes are, or maybe your biggest regret palette or your Desert Island palette, whatever. Comment below your favorites. If you're watching, add this to your favorite, this video. Nice segue. And subscribe if you haven't already. This has been Alia on M.I.A.H. Bye.